So let's see, welcome everyone to this IT News and Bits livestream part 2, but boy, why is this again? It's ridiculous how many. Now it actually stabilized a little bit. Anyway, what a fail today. Let's see, is this reconnecting news that we can here finally continue with not amazing live 395 drop frames. Let's see. So yeah, apparently allegedly Google has here their magic stuff is smoke and mirrors at best, apparently run by some white collar sweatshop. And they even allege here wage theft. And what they say here is, do you believe in smoke and mirrors? And just need to down the brightness. It's totally dark here under the moon. Yeah, probably this is where 5% comes handy. And they allegedly here, these employees say that where they are repeatedly answered while touting new features of Google Assistant, the company's version of Alexa Siri, that can indeed feel magical. That really surprised how bad people install Wi-Fi. You know what, if you're a Wi-Fi expert, let me know, and also how to install Wi-Fi in big buildings and hotels. And so allegedly it's smoke and mirrors best. The current, not the former, but current Google employee who has with others quoted in the story spoke on the condition of anonymity. And because we're not authorized to speak on here, I mean, as if they would tell the press, yeah, it's smoke and mirrors. So the artificial intelligence is not that artificial, it's humans beings that are doing that work. So yeah, there's that. So much to the richest, biggest companies on earth faking their artificial intelligence, and then stupid German politicians want to tell us in terms of chapter 11 and 13 that they should just filter it automatically. And yeah, there you see the state of artificial intelligence in 2019. And just wanting to check if we are here live or not, but maybe we should be. Always a little bit near in terms of Google status here, but whatever. In similar news, Mac Pro, we made a live stream, actually quite watched. Of course, totally overpriced piece of garbage. 8-core Intel Xeon is of course crazy overpriced. It's of course only that overpriced because they need this for the ECC memory option, which of course going with AMD they would not need this overpriced Xeons for. And then basically you pay for this case and such, because otherwise it's just an AMD RX pseudo quotes Pro 580. But even then the display is as overpriced, and even doesn't come with a stand, which is 100,000, not 100,000 but 1,000 euro extra. And even the graphics is like Pro RX 580, and storage is only 256 for a whopping $5,000, which is of course just pure craziness. You can watch the whole live stream of this. And in similar Apple news, Apple asks with their new Apple sign, and Apple asks developers to place its login button for the Apple single login stuff above Google and Facebook. The usual behavior of monopoles and such. If this would have been Microsoft back in the 90s, this would have been a huge outcry of monopole behavior and misuse and such. But of course with Apple it's all cute and honky-dory. But of course it isn't. This needs to be called out more often. Just that nowadays the fanboys still say, no, it's Apple, everything is fine. Yeah, no, it's not fine. It's not fine when it's Apple. It's not fine when it's Microsoft. It's not fine when it's Facebook. And this needs to be called out more often. And also, if you offer some kind of login in the app, then apparently, allegedly, according to the latest WWDC, you need also to support Apple login. So thanks for that. And then there is a clever cryptography behind Apple's Find My feature. Apparently they write here that now they always have this Bluetooth low energy stuff running. For this Find By stuff you need to read the details yourself, because today we have failing Wi-Fi. And so apparently they have here, even when the device is off, some Bluetooth fingerprinting going on. Apparently this is crypted allegedly, and they write here somewhere that apparently you can't track it like secret services, but not really. I wouldn't trust this, especially as Apple has a track record to complying to government requests, not only to the NSA PRISM program and such, but also in China. So yeah, then even if the stuff is off and airplane mode and stuff, apparently it's still Bluetooth low energy tracking for all my find your stuff there. In other news, Twitter is eroding new intelligence, study finds. Doesn't come to a surprise. I'm totally not a fan of this myself. I know this very well when I get notifications, which is also why I don't use an Apple Watch and stuff. I actually try to decrease this, because if I sit somewhere, try to concentrate on my algorithms, the real artificial intelligence, not the white collar shop, and I concentrate on this and type and test away, and then everything is binging and beeping, and I open Twitter and whatnot, and then certainly this distracts and is not as efficient. Then there is some crowd supply funding of Libre Risk-V M-class grant approval for a GPU. This is 50,000 euro, which of course doesn't bring them that far, but any open source work is good work. But of course you can't design a GPU for $50,000, so they certainly need more of that. But then it is interesting that they try to do this, of course, adding special support per FP parameters, LOSM FP16 and whatnot. You have seen the quick lookup of RISC-V instructions architecture here on my channel. So certainly for a GPU you need very large instruction word, kind of massive parallel single instruction multiple data stuff. Also here the smaller, because you don't need the precision, so 16-bit floating point and stuff. But yeah, fun development. I wish them luck, and we will certainly continue to report on this as soon as there is any new development. In other news, Boeing says we had this earlier news, 737 MAX. Now they also allegedly say not only the additional stabilizer stuff software in warning wasn't working, but also that they have defective parts, and not only in the MAX but also NG. 737 NG, so that is airplane manufacturer stuff in 2019. Software doesn't work, and other mechanical parts apparently, allegedly, supposedly, according to their own reporting, may be defective. And yeah, just like this Wi-Fi here. This is why, now we closed something prematurely. Anyway, US now seeking social media details for visa applications. I'm already not the greatest fan to travel to in USA with all their border harassment, and not to mention gun violence and narcissistic right-wing president stuff. But this is really going too far. This is exactly like East Germany, except there was no social media, but they also wanted to spy and report on everything. In my opinion, not amazing development, not how it should be in society. I also wonder, should I give my company account or my own one? Besides, I really don't want this. Besides, theoretically, it's public knowledge, but what? This certainly feels not very citizen-friendly, and certainly not, especially if you're in security research, you don't really want to be flagged and put in some questionnaire room and have your smartphone data copied. Stinks. Bitcoin, really Musk, uncomfortable fact, almost nobody is using it. I'm already not the greatest fan of this, but this is of course the biggest point. I'm not a fan because of the pure waste of electrons here. You're running power plants like similar to small countries just for mining, and then people just speculate and don't even use it. Total waste of time and money, in my opinion, overrated stuff, you name it. But as usual, leave me in the comments below what you think about this. But how much is a cryptocurrency worth it if you can't use it? But as usual, again, leave a comment what you think, but certainly, in my opinion, this is too much waste of energy for mining and transaction anyway. Then in similar insecurity news, not even Vim or NeoVim are safe anymore. Arbitrary code execution via mode lines. Probably not the greatest danger, because probably you don't, I guess you would need to load mode lines there from the internet. Certainly not many people open files to Vim or NeoVim unless they run it. But nonetheless, I found it at least amusing to report not even VI, Vim or NeoVim are safe anymore. Then at least some good news to round this up. Up to 25 cups of coffee a day is still safe for heart health, study says. Thanks God they also don't, at least not come after our coffee. So at least there is hope. At least there's still hope for us to get to satisfy our coffee addiction, if we have already insecurities and not much else, and the 5,000. And last but not least, there's a new Doom megawatt. So even free. There was of course before that the previous one for 666, but there is now a free one additionally. Of course you need the original Doom. So of course you need the original Doom, but you certainly have that. So there, go play your free Sigil megawatt. I hope you enjoyed this broken live stream. I certainly don't enjoy this Wi-Fi. I hope you learned something, especially that Wi-Fi sucks. Everything is insecure, but at least we have coffee and a new Doom watt. And comments in the audience. We have comments in the audience. Welcome. Sorry that this Wi-Fi stinks so much. I wish I could change it, but that is the biggest piece